So no stopping Manchester United right now. Liverpool held, of course. That's just 1 win in 9 for them right now. And Newcastle United drawing a blank at Leicester City. So could either Leeds or Arsenal start to turn on the gas? This was our live Super Sunday match. Before we see it again, teams first of all. Leeds United were delighted to welcome back Rio Ferdinand, who we saw injured in the cup tie at Cardiff. He missed the Newcastle game, but he was back in the starting lineup here. Dominic Matteo moved to left fullback. Danny Mills, before he starts a 4-match ban, was named at right fullback. Kelly and Hart amongst the substitutes. Also, Robbie Keane and Harry Kewell. As for Arsenal, Ray Parlour back in their starting lineup. Otherwise, very much as you would expect, with Kanu away, of course. Dennis Bergkamp a starter up front instead. Match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Leeds United who get the game underway. And in steps Martin Keown. And midfield joust straight away involving Seth Johnson and Ray Parlour. See the wind there again, gusting Parlour's shirt.
I think it's going to affect the game. Talked to Martin Keown before it in the tunnel. He was a touch concerned when he came back in, Martin, as to the severity of the wind out there. We don't often see that in the modern game with these wonderful enclosed stadiums that we have. Wind doesn't often have an effect. It does today.
Both sides dropped points last weekend after scoring first. Leeds, as it turned out, far too early at Newcastle. And not breaking through early here because of a controlled header back by Martin Keown to Richard Wright, who's back in the team. He had a run of 11 games earlier in the season. And then when he got fit again, Stuart Taylor was doing well enough to stay in the side. Taylor now out injured. Breaking a finger in saving a shot from Ashley Cole, we're told, in a training session on Thursday. Lujny's header. Wilcox.
I don't think that's the worst ball early on in this match, Martin. The little one over the top to turn back force. Leeds have tried it a couple of times, haven't just put enough on it.
Here's Ulrich. It's through for Bergkamp. And he got nothing into the shot.
Yeah, it's not often you criticise Dennis Bergkamp's touch, Martin, but that's what let him down a little. Shouldn't have gotten through to him, but it did. A genuine chance.
Vieira. Reaches Ulrich. And ball just sitting up enough for Mills to get a foot to it, but the foot that Bergkamp got to the ball in the act of shooting.
Well, he's always going to drive in field from the left-hand side, and it really shouldn't have got through. Rio Ferdinand misjudged the interception.
Wilcox. A flick from Paducah. Flick forward by Campbell, but Ulrich still rather woefully making his way back. These two sides have been so hard to beat this season. Just lost 3 games for Arsenal, one of them, of course, at home to Leeds United back in August, their first home game of the season. It's Fowler! In the 6th minute, Robbie Fowler bringing from Liverpool a wonderful scoring record in his Anfield days against Arsenal. It carries on here in the colours of Leeds.
This is really poor defending from Ashley Cole. Brilliant from Wilcox, so look for offside, but you can see Saul himself has played him onside. But that's what Wilcox gives you. Genuine wing play, genuine crosses, but the back post area should be defended better than Ashley Cole has. Got himself in no man's land, did nothing with the cross. Robbie Fowler kept his eye firmly on the ball, and it's a lovely header that gave Richard Wright no chance.
And every goal, of course, that Robbie Fowler scores for Leeds will be seen as frustrating at Liverpool, who once more had to rely on Michael Owen for their goal yesterday. Wilcox. Backed up by Mattia. This is Bowyer.
Never quite set, I don't think. Angle was always against him, but they're getting a lot of joy from Jason Wilcox. He's posing Lujny a few questions. That's a lovely ball in, but never quite was set to hit the target from there.
Wide left for Arsenal at the moment. Sol Campbell. More accustomed in that role, Ashley Cole, and he certainly got time for the cross. Picks out Perez. Henry.
Yeah, the setup was pretty good, pleasing on the eye. Clever play here from Sol Campbell. And then it's a matter of picking someone out. He does that. It's a lovely setup from Perez here. And you fancy that at least on his right side, he might just make the goalkeeper work.
Fowler. Oh, he's gone to the near post. Arsenal press Wilcox back a few yards and press Matteo into losing it. Henry a bit short of support initially. He's got it down for himself. Good contest this against Ferdinand, and Henry is past him. Oh, and with other options available. No wonder the gloved hands go to the face of Thierry Henry. It's a waste.
What a waste. This time Vieira does go. Look at the break. That's the kind of run I'm talking about, Martin, about making. And then having skinned Rio Ferdinand here. Pick somebody out. Pick Perez, pick Vieira, anyone you like. Got two good options here, and for someone of his ability, that's a really, really poor final ball.
But just to back up your point, Andy, Patrick Vieira hasn't scored in the Premiership for over a year. Ray Parlour for just under a year.
But if you don't put yourself in there, you're not going to.
This is Wilcox. Ian stuck out a foot, and then Luzhny finds Perez. It's only Bergkamp to aim for. And keeps in his own header at the cost of toppling over the advertising hoardings. He's back on his feet. That's more important for Leeds. He's back in position. As Arsenal come again with Perez. Parlour. Viduka and Keown. What did Mark Halsey see of this?
Well, they're not happy that he's called it off, but he's indicating that Jason Wilcox has a head injury. And that's why he's blown his whistle. Not sure what happened there. Obviously off the ball, and whether it was just a coming together as they went across.
Well, there is some history between these two.
Not sure what happened there. Still not sure.
Not too much sign of facial damage to Martin Keown. Little pat of friendship from Viduka, a proper handshake. Here is Viduka. And Keown. Took a bit of strength and skill to screen that, as Ljungberg did. With Matteo coming in.
And if really tightly read this as Freddie Ljungberg tried to turn. Matteo had already guessed which way he was going. Hacking a little bit at him.
Vieira. Matty has been doing that successfully down the years for Leeds United and for others, of course. Viduka. And Keown across with him, but he leaves Luzhny to make the first challenge. It's a Leeds throw. Some of the openness has just gone out of the game in the last 10 minutes. Mattio's cross, missed kick by Keown. It's Fowler.
Well, it's half a chance if your name's Robbie Fowler. He's probably a little surprised that this gets to him. Not dealt with very well, but the instant touch to control it and then strike it. Typical Fowler, but well pressed by Sol Campbell, I have to say.
Here's Bowyer. Fowler just checked off, stood still, so that the defenders moved away from him. Wilcox trying to round it off. Covered a lot of ground to get there, but not quite in time.
What a ball from Seth Johnson that was. Left to right. Beautifully struck.
That's great control from Bergkamp. Talked about the difficulty of dealing with it as it drops on such a blustery afternoon. You'd have thought there was not a puff of breeze. A touch of the Dutchman then. Away by Ferdinand. Mills, of course, got into trouble at Newcastle with an old teammate, Craig Bellamy. They started out together in the professional game at Norwich City. Without any influence on it, as only Danny would know.
Well, he's going to get booked for hanging a leg out here again into David Batty. Over Perez. Yeah. But just as the ball bounced up and he poked it forward, he took exception to Batty's challenge, and if you watch, I think he just leaves his leg in there. Ball's played, in comes David Batty, and then up comes the leg again. A little kick right in front of the referee. No real option but to be shown a card.
Well, he's chased pretty much everything, Jason Wilcox. Maybe just having his mind on the proximity of half-time. He applauded Mattio's intention. His lack of movement there, Wilcox made the pass look worse than it actually was. Wilcox certainly going in here. Parler. Bergkamp.
Needed height in that. Any ball that was over the top of Jonathan Woodgate would have been a ball for Henry.
Bergkamp for Henry, lets it run for Perez. 1-1. Arsenal, who so often look for the perfect goal, have found one here that's pretty near perfect.
What a step over, wasn't it? I mean, this is just quality football. It hasn't happened for them in the last 15 minutes, but they've put this one together all right. He knows who's coming behind him, he knows the run's on. If he picked that top corner out, it's a hell of a finish. He took his time with it, Perez. He was deliberate. He didn't rush into it. Nigel Martin just easing, as you can see, to his left. Leaves a little gap for him. Pretty good finish, that. Big goal.
And we're into time added on at the end of the first half. Arsenal looking to protect a position until the half-time whistle does go. Don't think Robert Pires blew a kiss in the direction of the Leeds United bench.
Not yet.
Too early. Nor should we be encouraging that sort of behaviour.
Great pressure. Great pressure from David Batty there.
None of that with the advancing years, David Batty.
Well, the run goes on, scoring in every game, continues for Arsenal. Sensational form.
But will the away record be continued?
Let's have a quick word with Freddie Ljungberg, not sure about what. I think what he's done today.
Complaining that he'd been shaken up by a challenge from behind. Anyway, it's a free kick to Leeds. maybe the last action of this first half. In towards Viduka, came off Campbell. Keown should clear, but didn't. Fowler!
Well, he's one of the most experienced players on the pitch, and that's a pretty poor clearance from Martin. Bread and butter one sitting up nicely, but even then the bounce of the ball didn't do him many favours.
No, maybe a little puff of the breeze as well. It was a bit too close to him, wasn't it? And he trying to swing and get full power into it. It was too near to do that.
What he did do is react very well, though, but very quickly close to Robbie Fowler.
Henri. It is half-time. Got a couple of minutes. Robbie Fowler got Leeds off to a very good start, even though Arsenal were threatening at that time. Fine header from Fowler, but a fine finish from Robert Pires at the near post to beat Nigel Martin after a lovely step over from Thierry Henry. 1-1 at half-time. Surely he's not looking to catch Nigel Martin off his line.
He had a little look. Always thinking, eh?
Well, he just had a look a little too long. Martin was ready for it. Had it come. Ferdinand's header. Vieira, Henri. Bergkamp. Now Parler. Cross comes Matteo at pace and stops the ball coming in, which is the main objective for the defender in those circumstances, but at the cost of a corner. At least Leeds can get organised and they hope marked up properly against what Arsenal have to offer from the set piece. Bergkamp.
He did a call there, I don't know if he got it.
But David Batty, remember, was the player on the post at Cardiff who knocked the ball back into play from Fortune West's header, and Scott Young made history for the Welsh club. He was in a similar situation then. He's diverted it behind for another Arsenal corner. Oh, Vieira!
Fingers pointing, questions asked. There's no one near Patrick Vieira here. He wanders in. I think the only thing against him is he's got to back away from it. Doesn't quite get up. You see him coming back away from goal. Didn't ever look confident enough as he rose to that.
Perez. It's a tentative touch from Cole, but Arsenal finding their feet, and Ashley Cole in particular. Ljungberg, back for Cole.
Oh, man, look at Vieira.
Patrick Vieira arriving right on cue if Ashley Cole had spotted him.
Well, 15 minutes of football, this is the best there's been. And they almost lose it, but from there, lovely little 1-2s. And when it comes again, watch the Vieira arrive here. He gets sucked across Wilcox. It's an easy ball. Just carry it on along the 18-yard line. And Vieira's there.
Manchester United have been busy proving their attacking skills can outweigh any perceived defensive frailties. Individual errors at the back, maybe. And maybe the next best to that are Arsenal. But here's Fowler!
Look close from here, but I think we'll find this is way, way wide. The two front men combined, lovely little flick. Never quite got his foot round it the way he wanted. He's trying to set this and curl it left to right, but cuts across it rather. Never really threatening the goal.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, Andy, although it might suit Manchester United a draw here, it would be a good day in some ways for both teams to come off not having lost. One or two of those thoughts might be in the minds, but here's Van Bronckhorst, it's deflected, and Nigel Martyn looked with great anxiety as to whether it might trickle in.
Couldn't do anything either, could he? Nigel Martyn here, he's absolutely stranded as Van Bronckhorst hits this. He's gone the other way, just hoping it goes wide. It did.
Johnson by the near post. Quarter of the game still to go. But this is Bowyer looking to help Leeds restore a lead. There's a deflection on the cross. Richard Wright backpedaling. But he got there before Viduka.
Yeah, a little deflection. Just softened up the cross, didn't it? Made it an easy catch for him.
Henry. Rotor. A bit disappointed. There was just a chance for Arsenal to overload Leeds then.
I suppose if anything, second half, Arsenal have been the team maybe just 2 or 3 times, Martin, that's looked like they could put something together.
Yeah, just having a look round, and Viduka on him in a flash. Free kick against Mark Viduka. Martin Keown doesn't need to add anything to the referee's verdict.
Martin Keown has a problem because he takes his eye off the ball and pays too much attention to what Mark Viduka's doing. You watch him look, he's not looking at the ball, he decides he's going to get in front of Viduka. I think Mark Viduka's really unlucky there. I didn't think he did an awful lot wrong.
Mills. Batty. Viduka. Nice handball from the crowd behind the goal. Bowyer trying to turn that cry into goal for the Leeds fans. And Arsenal try to spring out with Henry. Wiltor probably wouldn't have got there even if Nigel Martyn had stayed in the penalty area. Right, so Richard Wright in a similar position, and he comes out well. And the 2 England goalkeepers had awkward situations to deal with. The biggest shout for the referee was the original handball.
Well, it's a header. The arms are up.
Bowyer. Oh, Viduka! Well, he won the game at Highbury.
Brilliant defending. Talk about how quick Martin Keown is. That was a perfect example of it here. They get in a little bit of a pickle here. It's a lovely take, and then when they come together, but look at Keown.
Ball by Dixon. Arsenal don't think so. Leeds with a chance to come up with what would be a really big moment in their season. They can get a big man in here. That goes right.
Good take. Not had a lot to do. We've seen that from the stats, Richard Wright. Only.
Well, Richard Wright back in the team and performing well. Arsenal extend their unbeaten away record in a potentially hostile environment. They went a goal down to Robbie Fowler very early in the piece, but it ended another draw on a weekend of draws, a weekend of 1-1 draws. None of Manchester United rivals in the top 5 have won. Pires equalised, and it's finished here, level pegging, 1 apiece.
Martin, a share of the points wasn't what you wanted, but do you think perhaps on balance it was a fair result?
Yeah, perhaps. You know, when you go a goal down here, you know, with such a good side, the tempo they have, the fans and everything else, you know, we've done well to get back into it. It was a hard game for us.
Well, I believe that both teams did very well in the first half, where the pace was very high. We created most of the chances, and I believe we were a little bit unlucky to be 1-0 down because we looked always dangerous. When the pace dropped in the second half, it's difficult to understand why, but then we had more problem, and Leeds looked much more solid defensively.
The two teams evened themselves out. I thought they started more brightly. I thought we were very sloppy first 5 minutes and very loose at the back. I thought we settled down and we got a goal. It was a good goal. And then we've given a bad goal away. Won't go through the ins and outs of the players now who it is concerned, but we've given them a goal. They walked into the net nearly, and that wasn't good. And it's given them a good boost just before half-time.
You want to win the games, and of course we feel like it is a difficult place to come here and to take all the 3 points, but we wanted the 3 points. That's why we are not completely happy, but as well it was a difficult point, and we showed the needed resilience and the needed ambition to perform and to win the league, I think.
You said today they're the best team you've played this season. You still have that opinion?
They were the best I've played a Highbury. I didn't think they were at the best today. And I think them and Manchester United at the top now. And we know what they can do. And it'll be, the teams are there now. I don't think they'll be far away at the end either.
Well, David O'Leary not prepared to talk about the incident involving Mark Viduka, but I suspect that he will have to somebody shortly. Barclaycard Premiership, Leicester City still bottom, Charlton are 10th, then it's Fulham, Villa in 8th place, Spurs are 7th, Chelsea 6th. A point for Liverpool this weekend, of course. Arsenal and Leeds sharing the points at Allen Road. Only a point for Newcastle.